Alright guys, we're going to be taking a look at Pathologic 3 Quarantine. It's the demo to the game coming out. See what we got going on. If anyone has any input or wants to share their opinions about the demo, feel free to reach out or chat it up. Already went through and set all the settings, so we'll see what this is all about. Starting in a very fancy building. Hold Q to see things worth your attention. I wish I had that in real life. Got a little friend with a mask here. Can I interact with you? Nope. What else we got? Got some paintings. I'm guessing the gray is not so important. Maybe lore, let's see. God of death, weigh a very small heart on the canvas against a very small feather. Okay. How about you, friend? There's nothing here. Someone died here. A fellow of infinite chest of most excellent fancy. Interesting. Back's turned, out of scorn, out of fear.
You asked for it, you got it, Chief. You have too much of a spine.
Why aren't you at the interrogation yet, Bachelor? You're supposed to be there already. What happened? Why did
People,
you come down?
yes. Got skin, covered in skin. That's what they are. People.
Hello, Trez. Welcome to the stream. Fear of the epidemic. So you're the doctor who first discovered this deadly epidemic. It's a dirt disease. Is it true that it killed off the whole Steppe town in a week? 25,000 dead? That's a lot really quick. Now answer me this. Ensure the one in charge. Is it true or not? You said this disease was already in the capital. Never said that. I said they believe the epidemic might already have spread here. That is what I said, and the bureaucrats are usually wrong. Oh, that's a cool part. What the heck? It's something. For Pathologic, it's not something that I'm super familiar about. Looked really cool. I figured I'd give it the demo a try, and then if I enjoyed it, I was going to start from square one, work my way up before the third one came out. But this guy's kind of cool. Quarantine. Enough calling. It was I who set up the quarantine in the first place. I didn't recognize you at first glance. You've changed quite a bit after a week in our town. I'm gonna slander that. Sava Kerminitz? Number 20, or number 72, last of the volunteer orderly corps. Since you're here, consider this my resignation. Alright. I do not accept your resignation. You promise to save the town, but all you leave behind are ashes and graves. What lies ahead of you is not instead, but a fog of uncertainty. So where will you go now, old man who lost to death? Survivors already planned their own escapes. Could they be saved? Witnesses that could save them. Zenpesh should be kept within the town limits, or else it will devour the whole nation. Some of the survivors might be infected. Quarantine means quarantine. I mean, he's kind of not wrong on that. Each decision leads to regret the next day. Each step to the abyss. How can one sleep after that? My nightmares are a personal matter. I feel that. Nightmares multiply in darkness. It's their new true medium, just like blood for the plague. Not afraid of nightmares. Reality is much more horrific. The light of salvation burns and then fades, like hope, like someone's life on a hospital bed. Do you think you can you'll manage to escape? She already follows you, trying to reach you. She won't just let you leave. Who is she? The plague? You're a fool, Bachelor Dankos. I can't say that. I'm terrible with names. Of course, it's coincidence. You cannot run from your conscience. Not even on a train. No, you'd be lucky to board the train alive. Oh, sorry. Let me adjust that. Alright, can you hear me better now, Psychic? Alright, should be a little better off there. Alright. In what form your conscience assumes, that is on you and your broken imagination. You imply that I imagine that horrific silhouette, the hallucinations of a guilty conscience. It's likely just neurosis. Come back to where you came from, Doctor. Try to become your old self again. Just don't forget the matches. Thank you, 72, if it's really you, for volunteer service. You two did all you could. Alright, we got some matches. What the heck? Interesting. Chasing away the demons, it seems. Only the matches work like that in real life. actually a super cool animation. Should I be afraid of the lights? Going to be ill. The stench. Out. Doesn't look like there's anything of interest in there, other than the corpses. What the heck? The day before, in which the bachelor leaves the capital. They feed on blood. Actually, that's like one of the really cool butterflies. What the heck? Grandmaster in chess, but death. They say he stutters outside Atlantica. Wouldn't know what happened to him afterwards. Whole lot of knocking. I guess we'll open. Can I open it? Hello? Oh, the key. Nope. Interesting. Just
Need
talk
to
to
do the
them.
reverse transcriptase test again. Pretty sure we missed the heat mark in the 4th series.
Do you hear those peculiar footsteps on the stairs? Ominous footsteps. I think they're coming for us. If they catch you here, there's no telling what might happen. You could even be arrested. I'm guessing we really messed up trying to cure the plague. Shall I continue? The ruling goes on. Your Thanatica, the nation's only laboratory specializing in novel life extension techniques, comes across as pseudoscience, wild goose chase, the so-called effective immortality project. Enough, I'm sick of it already. Wild goose chase, that gaggle of ossified doutards. There'll be an inquiry based on our results at the Academy Special Commission, which, as you know, Karlovich is on. Going on here, he's here saying he was disappointed, or do I have him mixed up with someone else? It happens when you are tired. Help me if I present clear evidence. But there's more. According to the number of scientists, including Voronin, Ziegler, and Volanovich, achieved significant breakthroughs, we can skip this part. They're in view of the Academic Council deeming it to lack any prospects whatsoever, the only rational course of action. Interesting. Would be to suspend the research, transfer the laboratory to the purview of the Chemistry Institute, and dismiss its staff. I can recite it from memory by now. Perhaps you could retell it in verse, Planton? It would calm you down and put things in a broader perspective. I won't let them. It's my life's work. I don't know to what extent you two might say the same. Actually, there's still hope, Bachelor, if we present them that immortal man from the Central Steppe. They are, what was his name? Shine? Ivan? Kane? Simon Kane. No time, colleagues, no time. They are already climbing the stairs. I can't how to say that one. You need to run. There will be no commission while you're gone. We can tell the proceedings. We can stall the proceedings. Go and fetch us an immortal right away. Terrible reading this. We'll tell them you're on your way. You're away on that trip. For once, the red tape will play into our hands. We'll stall, reports, audits, you name it, and appeal if all else fails. But if they find you, they'll convene and force us to testify, and we won't be able to wiggle out of it. I agree. If you leave before you're handed the ruling, it's their fault for missing you. But if you wait until afterwards, that's obstruction. They won't miss a chance to hold it against you. They'll use whatever pretext they can. They will anyway. Please, they're academics, not Okrana agents. That must be something from the previous games that I'll have to look into. I see, dear colleague, that you're still laboring under the illusion that it is going to be a purely academic commission. Oh, for God's sakes, Playton. Shall we toss him out the window? That's it. They're here. Hear those voices? They must be deciding whose head is hard enough to batter down the door with. Get out. The eastbound train departs at 4:15. You'll make it right on time. Fine, I'll go. Oh wait, there's one last thing. Have you looked at this while you're on your way? Have a look at this while you're on your way. You've been promising to for 3 months already, but you've never found the time. I feel that. It's a tool for studying tuberculosis, the air humidity thing. Remember? Kaufman, Gorski, Anna Stein? Right. Those postgraduates with their heads in the clouds. It's long past time we got rid of them. It isn't. They've spent 6 months putting this together. It really does respond to humidity, temperature, and air composition. We've tested it on dust. We have more pressing issues right now. Case in point, when is report S-104 coming in? You know, the cytological. Is he trying to be funny or what? Get out, Chief. Use the back door and don't come back without your immortal. I'll bring him with me. And I gotta work on reading out loud.
If we have the right conditions. Our current ones are only good for inventing penicillin. It's mold all the way down.
That's good information to have, Psychic. Paranoia. I'll actually look forward to that because, to be honest, it looked super cool. It was recommended to me by a friend, and then we noticed that it came out today for the demo. So I figured I'd start here. I know it's a little backwards, but you know, it's how my brain works. Wait, just one more thing. So we're no longer in a hurry. Take care of yourself, Chief. You're so reckless. Head always in the clouds. You don't really know how to fend for yourself, do you? Do you even care about yourself? As if you're any different. We're all doomed without you. Come on, it'll be alright. Hey, no crying in the laboratory. It'll be alright. Please abide by protocol. Enough of this. Are you armed? Why I'm armed with vast intellect and quick wit. As long as I can open my mouth, they won't know what hit them. Daniil, are you armed? Seraphina, you really believe that this is such a wild country? Please just take it with you. It will come in handy. Best I can do is point it at someone and pretend it's loaded. Might not work on the bears though. Well, at least point it then. You can be very persuasive sometimes, Chief. Yes, you should know. Alright, So we got a revolver here. I'm guessing we're in for something at least. Looked like there's some interactions with some weird creatures on the trailers.
Freeze!
Guess we're sneaking out by force. It's not really sneaking if someone's seen you, right? I can hear you in there. Hen-hearted vermin. You pour me cognac not 2 weeks ago. Onward. Closet for visual aids. Can't open any of these. I think it's just lore, yeah? Or RP. Alright. Looks like we're
I'm
back where
Daniil
we were at the start of the
Denkovsky,
demo, right?
Bachelor of Medicine. My research into the limits of human life has brought me renown. I've devoted all my energy and remarkable intellect to combating the
I
greatest
apologize
fear
for
that
my
binds
terrible reading on
humanity,
that. I am
the
not good
inevitability
at doing it out
of
loud.
imminent
It
death.
confuses my brain.
Seeking proof of my theories, I traveled to a small, steep town to examine a person of phenomenal longevity, Simon Kane. But I walked into a trap. The moment I arrived there, an unknown disease struck the town. It devoured the town like a wildfire. Its contagion and lethality surpassed anything humanity had ever faced. And I became the only doctor standing in the way of this unprecedented pestilence.
Pathologic 3 in quarantine.
Reverence for hierarchy, idolatrous veneration, and other useful life skills.
Alright, let's go back to your testimony, Bachelor. Testimony? So this is an interrogation, a preliminary investigation. Let's try to remain level-headed. The ministerial inspection of your lab, Thanatica, began in early September. Your presence was required at all times. Instead, you dashed off across the country to a backwater town to bring back what might be described as, yes, an immortal man. Yes, this town had an outbreak of some fever the scientific community had no knowledge of. As luck would have it, you were the only medical professional on the site of the event. You were forced to remain there since leaving was impossible. You led the effort to combat the epidemic and evidently took some of the field research as well. Accurate so far? Well, not accurate. No, not inaccurate. The devil's in the details. You seem to be setting up some trap. You did not succeed. A complete failure. It goes without saying that one would be foolish to fault the medical specialist in a situation like yours. The remoteness, the lack of communication, the hostile environment, terrible conditions for scientific work. What doctor could possibly succeed in those? No one blames you. Precisely. No equipment, incompetent aides, zero authority. Given I'm not an epidemiologist, I did the best I could. Precisely. No equipment, incompetent, zero aides, zero authority. Oh, I see. It just repeated what I said. Looks like we're controlling two different people's dialogue. Interesting. Was nothing. It looks like we got a spammer. Swear these spammers are just relentless. Alright, besides that ordinance from last year, what? That's better. Tell me, if you'd be so kind, what causes your suspicious unease? I wouldn't assume a guilty conscience. I suppose we can't rule out a setup, too many coincidences. That letter about Simon lures me to the town. No one shows me Simon. The whole place locks down, trapping me. And while I am left to die, the Natica is destroyed just before a scientific breakthrough. My final hours are spent studying the sand pest. Crafty, I must admit. Let's see. Looking at you from the outside, what I see is a paranoid man on the egocentrical one at that. What do you want to know? What I could have done? Alright. My first idea was quarantine. I needed time to study the disease, so I isolated the patients in their homes. No, I isolated entire districts. Okay. I tried to get at least a day ahead of it. It was spreading too swiftly, and of course, I ensured that no one else could leave the town. And the steps you took only shortened the lifespan of this settlement. Were you always aware of the consequences of your decision? First one, might as well be direct. You refer to the popular discontent. I didn't need love from them, only discipline. A difficult surgery can't be performed on a resisting patient. That's why patients get tied up, held down, anesthesia. Every step I took was justified, or the town wouldn't have lasted those 7 days. You spent 12 days in the Gorkhorn area, or Gorkhon? Gorkhon? Yeah. Area. I have my file on the desk here. You familiarized yourself with it, correct? Important events happen every day. Select a day to recall what transpired. Oh my god. Encouraged. It's a lot of information to intake. The mortal man is dead. The whole venture of mine turned out to be useless. I assume the ones that are grayed out are the ones that have not happened yet.
Who's the murderer? Why you?
Well, why are you looking at me like that, as if you're seeing this for the first time? As if this is the first time. It's not like I've rummaged through your papers. Alright, let's look at the 5th day. Remember when you seemingly admitted the vaccine was possible? You had volunteers brought to you and inoculated them with sand pest. Are you still with me? Look me in the eyes. Are you here? I'm here, but I'm not certainly not with you. Double negatives. Whose testimony do you even base this on? Who slanders my name? No. Incorrect from the start. Do you intend to provoke me with this preposterous document? What is your goal, Inspector? Calm your nerves. The very reason you're sitting here is so that we may find the truth, isn't it? I won't be intimidated. I'm a doctor, a scientist. Do you hear me? I've come back from hell. The phantasms of a nightmare could never portray. I worked there as a doctor. Do you understand? A doctor? Not an exterminator or inquisitor? Not a police inspector or an armed commander. I am a medical professional. The number of people you've personally killed already puts you ahead of many in the army and the police. Let's see. Enough with that tone. Do you grow tired of it yourself? Put this on record. That backwater didn't have a hospital. Understand? It did not have a hospital, but it did have a theater. So I repurposed it somewhat into a hospital. I studied patients there. Creating a vaccine was the priority. That's what I did. I vaccinated people. You did that each day? Every day? Creating a vaccine isn't as simple as brewing a cup of tea. The disease mutated fast. The scientific community had never seen anything like it. I had to create a vaccine every day. Do you understand? A new one each time. All the while, I had no equipment, no lab. I had to improvise new methods in a matter of minutes. Oh, that's good to know. I'm trying to like piece together the time frame here, being that I've not played the first two. It's a little confusing, but I will connect the dots. Records of the fifth day state that out of 780 patients vaccinated, 412 died. I appreciate you sticking around even as no, it's a new thing for me. I'm sure it's like nail biting listening to me. Doing my best. Alright. Got a map. Take a look at that, see if I can memorize at least some of the layout. I assume the red is the bad areas. Probably quarantined. Okay, we got an inventory. Prototype was made to try to fight tuberculosis pathogens. Oh, that's that thing they were talking about. First, select the patient suspected symptoms, then choose their appropriate diagnosis. Some symptoms may be incorrect. Interesting. Okay, so we're on day 5. Third one at the hospital. The plague runs rampant. Still hope to find a vaccine, but for now, only quarantine protects people. Alright. You're here upon the stage once more. The man who made a hospital out of the theater will have eyes on him aplenty. Do you know what the orderlies behind your back are whispering? No, what are they saying? They say you have a seesaw in your head. They picture you a man atop a board, atop a barrel, gun in hand, aiming as you roll and teeter to and fro. Quit distracting me with idle chatter. Extremes. Extremes can kill you dead. One moment mired in apathy, the next in mania. Feel that. Trying to do everything at once. You're caught between your pounding heart and your two hesitating feet. A man of impulse, yet sometimes paralyzed. That there is your seesaw. I do really feel this. Fair enough criticism, but how else could I be? As we stand here in the old theater, let me then play the doctor and prescribe balance, the golden mean. Though you may yet be swept to Scylla or to the sharp. Man, they got really complicated names for me. I cannot do it. I'm sorry. And even now, what do you feel as soon as you approach the sick, indifferent, and gloom begin to burden you? Much talking with no practical use. Give me your impression of the prescription if you fancy yourself a doctor. The strongest treatment is right here, the same we use to numb the hopeless sick. These drugs may work for you as well, but mind that as you take them, you become accustomed to them. I mean, build up a tolerance. And you'll need more and more each time. Perfectly aware of that. But there are other ways as well. A drink, a smoke perhaps, things you may not expect can stabilize you. Let's see. A lot of us seen of the three so far seem to be radically different from 1 and 2. There isn't even a hunger meter anymore. I see. So they got rid of a couple of the survival aspects. You will know what helps you best. You're a scientist, so experiment. Yes, I should be looking to keep myself together with my bare hand, or the bare minimum. I cannot afford to lose focus when dealing with patients. And yet, it wouldn't hurt to take some pills with you. Who knows what madness lies ahead? Take something from the hospital supply. Besides the other fronts you struggle on, there is the struggle with yourself. What could be harder? I can't read Latin. I'm sorry. I remember and I dread. Let's go with that. Is there even a reason to talk? Apathy. These things. People in masks. Interesting. So I see what looks to be a bar at the top left and then a bar at the top. What are those for? Psychic. Patients must be questioned. Who do I need to talk to? Is it going to talk to anyone? They are terminally ill, terminally exhausted, but studying their disease might lead to a vaccine of the plague. Okay. Where's the pills? Maybe that's what I need to do, is take the pills. Do we got pills? Is he here? No? Can't talk to anyone. Maybe the cabinet's in the back? Apparently I'm gonna mess this up right out the gate because I have no idea what I'm doing.
rewind.
Oh, I see. I had some medicine in my bag. There we go. I appreciate that. Could it be yesterday's technique has proved to be the right one? As your assistant, it is my duty to inform you that among the recipients of yesterday's vaccine, there appears to be 0 mortality. That is to say, no notification so far. That really doesn't tell us anything yet, but let's assume at least some have avoided the infection. While you're away, I tried my hand at diagnosing using your procedure. Did you? I'm intrigued. So I noted down symptoms using your approach. I crossed off illnesses based on the principle of impossible combinations. But I didn't really get anywhere. You know, sometimes I try to think like you do. I give it my best try at that. I do this just so I can understand you just a little, and I fail every time. The way your head works is completely a mystery. Is a complete mystery to me. Do you have any amnesia, or can't say that one either. I'm terrible. You know, sometimes I try to think like you do. Oh yeah, that's what they just said. What does that word mean? Could you remind me? I don't think I recall. Yeah, let's go with that. I'll say it again. Getting the patient's medical history or anamnesis is your first priority. There are strictly 3 steps. Step 1, interviewing the patient. It always comes first, no matter how tongue-tied or confused you are, no matter how much they get wrong. The information is priceless. Even if they're straight up lying, it's still important. Just like if you were an investigator or a detective. But I'm no Pinkerton, unlike you. Step 2, the exam. This part requires your utmost attention. And when we take note of anything suspicious, we do it in the context of what the patient has told us. Any trifling body detail, a scratch, a bruise, a birthmark, might turn out to be important. Got it. Let's see. And step 3, if required, a careful inspection of the surroundings the patient lived in, especially when you feel they're being coy, evasive, hiding something, in a word, lying. Reticence is never without a reason. That's when it becomes a good idea to go and inspect their home, talk to their neighbors and family. It always adds to the picture. Do you understand? But that takes a load of time and effort, and you keep saying we don't have a minute to waste. Yes, I understand. Thank you. Then let's get down to it. There's a lot of unnecessary banter. Like, get to the point. I get it, it's RP though. Okay. I'm healthy, just so you know. I don't have anything. Why did they bring you here then? I had a fever, that's why. 2 days of it, for no reason. But I'm better now. I had no scratches on my skin, no yellowing, no sandpaper scratchies, no drought of the mouth. What circumstances preceded this fever? Our house was cleaned out after the infection came. People were sent wherever there was space. Comfort is a luxury right now. Some were lucky and ended up in the empty living room. Some got an attic or a cellar. Us, we were put in the boiler room. When it when it reached our street, they rounded up the whole coat boodle of us to to the isolation ward. A boiler room, you say? Was it turned on? Of course, the air was so stuffy in there. I tell you, there was a silver lining. No sickness can survive in that hellfire. Convincing, but I still need to examine you. Please undress there behind the screen. The patient must be examined and their symptoms added to the casebook. Open the casebook within. This can also be done during the examination. Can I rotate? Yeah. Doesn't look like we got lumps or anything like that. No scratches. No scratches, lumps, or bruises on the back. Oh, we got some bruises. Expected symptoms. Arms reverse. Additional bruises. No bruisings on the legs. No scratches or bruises on the back of the legs. Okay. So how do I notate this? Does it just like automatically go in? Do I have to choose it, even though it's just a bruise? Alright, what do we got here? Okay, I see that I can click specific words. Skin redness. Okay, those are the other guys. Still wants me to interact with her. Okay. You done with the exam, doctor? Can I go now? Alright, told you everything the last time, but if you say so, you're the doctor. So, Mr. Litter, we have a patient here. She's claiming to be in good health despite having a fever a few days ago. Do we take her word for it? Well, if she had a fever, there must be a reason for it. We have to find it. Remember, a patient's self-evaluation may be incorrect. That's why you must always ask specific questions about the symptoms, what comes up in the exam, about the patient's circumstances, and daily life. I'll demonstrate. Observe and learn, Mr. Little. I won't be around forever. The patient is running a temperature. In other words, a fever. Open the casebook, look up fever, and tell me how many conditions it listed as a symptom of? I can't even read that one. Yeah. 8 diagnoses fit the bill. It's a frequent symptom, which means that you have to find others and narrow down the search. Then do it again and again until you're left with just one verdict. This, Mr. Little, is what is known as a differential diagnosis. The name is self-explanatory. We differentiate between similar things to find the only correct solution to our problem. I can't wait to give the method a try. Let's get down to it then. You look pale, ma'am. Has your skin been like this since birth, or is this recent? Palorescent? I can't even make that one out. It's not like I get to look in the mirror a lot, living in a boiler room and all, but I don't think I've ever been pale. Rich do-nothings are pale. Me, I'm a commoner. So pallor isn't typical for you? I'm guessing that's like makeup or something, or parlor? I don't know. Pallor? We're marking that as a symptom. Mr. Little added parlor to the fever in the record. What do we get? Mere 2 conditions down from the 8. It's like magic. Deductive reasoning. A single symptom. Valor eliminated 6 out of the 8 candidates. We're left with 2 choices. Where did the hematoma come from, my good lady? I mean the bruise over there, next to your wrist. Did you bump into something? Or is there someone who batters you? Don't worry, there's nothing to be embarrassed of when seeing a doctor. I'm not embarrassed. A bruise? Well, that's news to me. I've never seen it before, and I can't remember anything like what you were talking about. I certainly wasn't beaten up. I must have bumped into something myself and forgotten about it with all the fuss. The boiler room is dark and cramped. That's probably where the bruises come from. But if the patient got bumping into something, it's not the kind of bruise we're looking for. Are you with us, Mr. Little? Pay attention. She doesn't remember how she got the bruise. She can only guess. The manual provides a more detailed description of the illness for a situation like this. What causes it? Who's susceptible? Etc., etc. It can give useful clues. Got it. Practicing medicine takes more than checking symptoms against a list. With a schoolboy's diligence, you have to bring your reasoning into it. Here's one way to do it. Tell me, my good lady, do you garden? Do you grow anything? Anything at all, from roses to cucumbers. Cucumbers? Roses? I'm not following you at all now, doctor. No, I've never liked digging and shoveling earth and all that. There, earth. Does the boiler room you've been relocated to have earthen floor by any chance? That's right. It does have an earthen floor. The boiler room isn't really suited for living in, but in these times I'd be ungrateful to complain. How did you guess, doctor, about the earthen floor? Yeah, it does help with that. Although it's totally making me seem completely inept. So why do we need that little detail? Why does the floor matter of all things? It's simple. All kinds of things can be found in your local soils, including microorganisms, nematodes, capable of disrupting circulation, hence the pallor. The bruises were not caused by trauma. A hematoma appears when the blood vessel walls are damaged either by an external force or, as in this case, an illness. And the infection can be contracted from contact with earth. We found our diagnosis. You're a genius. We're lucky to have a simple and clear case on our hands. I can foresee it's going to get worse from here. Bravo to you anyway. You are a true master of medicine. So the patient has the sand pest alongside what's the other diagnosis? Going to fill the record and you can read the verdict. What about me, doctor? Where am I to go now? What happens next? Thank you for the opportunity to do a very educational physical exam. You can't teach medicine without actual patients. It's true. I've actually, been around a lot of medical professionals, and I end up being an experiment for them a lot of times because I have a lot of weird things. Done with the exam. Can I go? Okay. Make all the relative symptoms and choose the diagnosis. Alright, we got fever, paleness, hematomos. Okay. Endemic vasculopathy? Okay. Hope it's correct.
Yargachin. Yargachin. Still self-taught.
Made any major advances? Think I clicked on the wrong person. I guess I'm going through this now. Made any major advances on that vaccine of yours? Oinon? They say precision instruments help with that kind of thing. Let's not rehash the whole whose medicine works argument all over again, or have you managed to create a serum from your herbal infusions yet? I haven't yet, but I have figured out how to use them to boost people's immune response. Congratulations, I mean it. I've done the autopsies for you already. Numbers 1 and 3 had the gunk in their lungs. Number 2 had it in her bronchi, sorry. Are you saying it's pulmonary now? I'm not saying it's anything. I do the cutting, you do the thinking, right? I have my own storyline where I'm going to do what I deem right, and you'll have only a small part to play. What a bombastic way to put it, but I'll remember that and drop by your storyline sometime, though I doubt will be useful. That was a little rude. Can't pass up bombastic, though, right? It's not often you get to use that. Are you going to burn me? Where'd you get that idea? It's not exactly a secret. The whole thing is like putting out a wildfire. If someone's house is under suspicion, it's torched. If someone sneezes, the entire town district's sealed off. sick and healthy folks alike. And when there's doubt about a healthy person, it's the isolation ward. Then those who do have the sand pest are marched off and burned. Necessary means, regrettably. Mr. Tiny here told me that I could be useful to you. Before I die, that is. Said you could find something inside of me that slows the pest down. So go ahead, find it. What do you need? Do you want to draw blood from me? Alright then. Where did they bring you in from? I walked here from home. I caught it from my neighbors, knew as soon as my skin on my chest started peeling away, so I waited a day. The neighbors' screams stopped in the middle of the night. I went to check on them in the morning, and they were all dead. Me, though, I was alive and walking, and now I'm here. Why do you need to know that, doctor? All that's left is the paperwork. Goodbye, second main character. Uh, I'll do the paperwork after this. Any minute details can reveal something. Let's continue. Do you have family? All on my lonesome. My, look at these palms. Skinnery worker. I'm a dyer. Been breathing in poisons for 5 years now. One day it's red, next day it's blue, then yellow. Could that be why this fever of yours doesn't do me anything? Toxic pigments, that's a possibility. Okay, he's got increased heart rate. Got peeling of the chest. His back kind of looks like mine with all the marks. Nothing on his arms, underarms. Nothing special. Got some yellowing of the skin there on the right leg. Something wrong with the liver. I mean, with toxins all the time, yeah, that's highly possible. Alright. Where do I do the paperwork for that lady? Or how do I do the paperwork? I'm guessing it's in the inventory. Okay, we did this. We got the notes. Wait. Got the diagnosis. All clear here. Off to the next patient. I need to write down the results in my casebook, then discussion with the patient. I guess I already did that. Is there not another step? Huh. My apathy. Tobacco?
Weird, but tolerable.
Have you sorted it out, doctor? Will I be useful in your remedies? My vaccine. It's a vaccine I am working on. And please allow me a couple of clarifying questions so I can be certain of your diagnosis. It's the plague, of course. The sand pest thing, isn't it? The plague... Yes, but there's other conditions that's prolonging your life. You said it yourself, your neighbors didn't survive the night, but you're still holding up admirably. Well, blow me down. 2 ailments making me healthier than if I had only one. Feel that. But you know best, doctor. What did you want to question me, right? Question all you want. You complained that your skin on your chest was peeling. It was here, right? On the very middle, I knew right away. Skin turns nasty, then you're plagued, right? It's not always like that. May it... It's not. Yeah, we'll go with the first one. Okay. Could be a personal trait. It's about what my rate goes at all the time. I set it about 105 to 110 normally, just setting down. Healing skin mentions unlikely to be the stone disease, most likely eczema. Alright. Okay, we got skin rash, got the yellow skin. Okay. I have more questions. Are you ready to answer? Not like I'm late for something. Ask away. The skin on your foot is yellowing. Liver conditions could cause this. Have you ever noticed anything like that? Yellowing on my foot? That's dye, doctor. I'm a dyer. A tub spilled once. Here's the burn. It's old and it healed over time. It's smaller and paler than before. Where is he when he's needed? He should see a symptom disproven. He's always putting all sort of things into the chart, then diagnosing every disease in the world. Alright. Is that all? Or have you got more questions? Double check and make sure there's nothing else we overlooked. Alright. Got the back. We didn't see anything on the back, nothing on the arms. And then the yellowing on the skin. The chemical burn. Yeah. Okay, got rapid pulse too. But the yellowing on the skin was a chemical burn. I mean, he's not really got a fever though, right? He's just got a rapid heart rate. No, it's really all he has. I guess we'll check the pulse. It's too fast. Began running fast not too long ago, doctor. Can hear it myself, thrashing like it's caught in a snare. Too fast indeed. So what now? It's all clear? I'm guessing this guy's good. I'm guessing he didn't actually get anything. Other than eczema. Oh, well. Guess the rapid pulse is still on the list. Metal, still data. disease caused by a group of fires, varying. Cooling with fever, rapid heartbeat, nausea, vomiting, accompanied with a headache. Photophobia after 3 days. A rash appears on the skin. Facial flushing. Risk groups contacted. Blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Keep the real ones. He doesn't have any other symptoms, really, though. Mm. Mm. Probably some lungs. What am I forgetting? What the heck? Oh, the clock doesn't have anything in it, though. Mm. Mhm. Mm. mean, realistically, it's the only one that meets both of those, but the asthma might be unrelated. But the rapid heart pulse, or rapid pulse. I mean, if we just go off the rapid pulse, there's only 3 choices. Eh, take a shot in the dark. It's terrible doctor practice, but you know. Alright. And that's the story of my life, and time's up to the present moment. But why do you want all these details from me? Half hour's worth of talking, and it was all beside the point. I thought you'd be interested in to know why the sand pest can't get me, because I certainly find the fact interesting. I'd even say amazing. None of what you told me is beside the point. Everything was important, especially your chicken pox at age 6. You sure you're not overstating my importance, Doc? Alright. Let me ask you this, then. What time of day do you feel worse than usual? All the time. It used to be as hardy as a bull wrangler, but now I have trouble even standing up for long. I get drowsy, my knees give out, it's embarrassing. I feel like I'm failing everyone. Have you been easily fatigued like this for a long time? I don't take a great interest in my own person, doctor. Got enough people to spend my attention on as it is, but I have trouble doing my job because of this. It's a rugged man's job. Alright. This is the 3rd time you're asking me. May I ask why you distrust me? You said Termitary had been shut down in order to shield its residents from infection. Does that mean they knew there would be an epidemic? Who knows? At first they said there'd been a blowout of some kind. Sweet suit. It settled on the walls later. Looked like mold. Well, the kin was worried. They're like bees in how they respond to things. Soon as one makes a noise, the rest are unquiet as well. There was a mighty buzz in the hive, perhaps on account of the poisonous soot. Conditions are tough at the cannery, you know? What's going on there? They're shouting, lots of clamor, and a nasty kind of clamor too. It's what you would expect. They're not having a great time, stuck in there like pickles in a jar. No regular meals, not enough drinks to go around either. The place is, after all, a poorhouse. Our fat man treats his people like cattle. Getting through the day is a struggle. Small wonder they are slamming into the walls. If it was up to me, if it were up to you, then what? You can't lock up a living creature against its will. It's how you turn people into proper beasts. But try so much as hinting at that, or Olgmiski? Terrible. Yes, man. They're dead drunk on power. It used to be alright working with them, but now I can't stand those guardsmen. There are times when you have to put the free creature under lock and key, save for its own safety. We're just gonna go back to the examination. And since you're so preoccupied with my work as a security guard, here's my advice to you, Doctor. You're being too heavy-handed. This lockdown of yours is making people seethe. And a cauldron can only seethe for so long before the lid flies off, even if you screw it down. Well, since I'm not a great big stack of shiny coins, not everyone's going to like me. I feel that. Alright, we got redness. Looks like bites. Nothing on the back. We got arms. Arms in reverse. Got some legs. Ooh. Got some vascular damage. The question is, how old is the damage? Oof. Alright. We got vein damage. We got skin redness, insect bites. And then weakness. Where is weakness? Infectious disease, transmitted through food, contact with rodents, insect bites. Infection caused bacteria found in unwashed fruits and berries. Well, he does work at a cannery, so realistically, that's highly probable. Infection of microorganism found in twine sprouts produced. Weakness, sweating, mental state, migraines, dizziness. Hallucinations. Let's ask him questions. I used to guard locked up people, and now... That's true, he does work there as a guard. For you, isn't it? It's the kind of joke life plays. You have no idea how sick I am of jokes life plays. Yeah, that's big true. Oh, I was musing to myself. What do you want me to do? Do I need to give blood or maybe take pill? Before we get to the blood and the pills, there'll be more questions. Are you ready to answer a few? The veins on your legs don't look very healthy. Have you ever noticed that before? My legs? They're that way from all the time I spend standing up. It's my job as security guard, 16 hours of standing every day. And Olg won't spare a stool for us to set down. Says it's not the proper way. Yeah, common workplace. Feel that. Bad for discipline. The way they run the meat processing place is quite something. They treat people like cattle. Working as guard can easily cause a mundane case of varicose veins. On the other hand, at least 3 promising diagnoses on the vaccine front can manifest as vein issues. Quite lost in thought, doctor. Am I really that complicated? Can't wrap my head around I can't wrap your head around little old me being at the center of this brouhaha? I don't even know what that one is. There is a syndrome that fits the description, but it most likely affects drunks. So I'd like to ask you, good sir, do you consume alcohol? Do you do it on a regular basis? In what quantities? A quantity best described as God forbid. In my line of work, you must be alert, so my basis hasn't been regular since last year. Quite the contrary. I've been abstaining. Can't stand a drinker myself. Are you being honest with me? This is a crucial question, not one to evade. I'm telling you, it's not regular. I don't have the habit, period. Wait here, I'll be back soon. Suspected alcohol. Which one was it? It was alcohol. Okay, Twine syndrome. His eyes don't look messed up like those, but it's not to say it's not possible. Contaminated water. Yeah, we'll take a shot in the dark. Want to move on and see what else there is? Wait, what? Select missing. I don't think there was any other spots other than the veins on the legs and the rash. But he's not really that, right? He works as a guard. Oh, guess we could go to his house, maybe? My house. Why on earth, Doctor? I can't understand talking to... I can understand talking to me, feeling me up from head to toe, collecting my blood, but searching my home like I'm some bandit? What did I do wrong? Let's see. D- Please understand, in order to create a vaccine that can save several hundred people, I must establish what you're suffering from besides sandpest. Well, well, well. Not at all what I expected from a man of medicine and going off to break into my house. Imagine that. Don't worry, I won't touch anything. I just need to take a look around. Ah, yeah, that's why. We gotta search his house. Mm. How do I click it? There's no other places to click. Do I actually need to like walk out to go to it? Guess so. That makes sense. Hey, we get to explore a little bit. Yay! Oh god, they look like the frog people from Elden Ring. What the heck? Just gonna ignore that for right now. Alright, so we need to go northeast, go across the bridge, unless we want to go through the red zone. What is it talking about? Oh, these. Did I click on the wrong district? Oh god. Oh no. Make sure it's the right thing. Oh god. Guess we do gotta go that way, but it's like freaking out. Oh, okay, we just had to push through, I guess? Protect the drug, shift cursor along the gauge. You must land within the highlighted zone before dying person's heartbeat spikes. Overdose will amplify suffering and must be I must alleviate it. Ugh. Okay. Interesting. Alright. It's quite a ways to get to this place we need to get to.
I'd rather not hear this.
Rather not hear this? I guess we don't like noise.
As if things are animated.
Clear. Patient denied symptoms. Need to visit his home to find... Okay, it looks like he's just talking about how I need to go there to figure out what the heck's going on with this guy because he's lying. I don't know what that is, but I don't trust it. If the patient denied the symptoms, need to visit the home to find... Yeah, same thing. Oh, God. I'm sorry, friend. I don't have more drugs. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out myself. I'm like, what is going on? Looks like we got a bunch of horns. Creepy. This district doesn't seem like it's that bad off. Here they exchange microbes. I go through life looking at people like that sometimes. I think it should be the next house. Yeah. Let's see, what do we got? Anything of importance? Which room is Flet's? I assume he's upstairs then.
Drilling my temples.
It's weird that we can loot the clocks. There's not been anything in the clocks yet. What the heck? I just mopped that floor and now you're walking all over it. It took forever to scrub clean, you know? Apologies, I'm not very good at walking in a handstand. My legs always veer off to the left for some reason. Stop with the clowning, will you? First he's turning the bathroom upside down, but it's her only one for all these apartments. People wash their kids here and take their own baths on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They keep it clean. And now there's you with your remarks. Bet you're a pal of Fillettes, aren't you? Ugh. Fillett's in the hospital now. He's under observation. I'm here to find out how he got sick. So he's in the hospital. Perhaps that's for the best. A person getting sick is for the best. Hey, don't look away. You said it, not I. Don't you shame me. I've helped him out his whole life with cooking and cleaning and whatnot. He was a loner with no one to take care of him, and it wasn't too much trouble for me. We were neighbors after all. He and my husband had been friends since they were kids. Doesn't that sound idyllic? We drifted apart a little as time went on, but he used to always thank me. Then one day it was like bam. He forgot everything. Never said a word anymore. Scurried past me to his apartment, eyes down, no hello, no goodbye. But he sure showed his bathroom who's boss. So this sort of frenzied rage isn't typical for Let. He'd never trash anything before. He'd never trashed anything before and was well behaved. Man, I'm struggling today. What kind of person this is typical of is an easy guess. You often get this with drunks. One moment he sits there quietly, and then he's delirious all of a sudden. With all this ruckus and mess, at least he didn't punch anyone out. Has he been a drunk for long? This was first delirium treatment episode, or has he had them before? He didn't drink before, but go ahead and look out that window. The town's falling into pieces. It's enough to make a saint start drinking. It's like people have gone crazy. Some grabbed a bottle, some grabbed a knife. It's hard to stay human. Everyone's inner beast is looking to break out. So you know for certain that Fillet trashed the place in a drunken haze, or is that just what you're assuming? Well, what do you think happened? He didn't just trash the shared bathroom, he was sick all over it. The whole place was a mess. I thought I'd never get it clean. Do you know what it's like to mop up someone else's vomit? How would a smart dresser like you know that, eh? I went to medical school, my good lady. The quantity of vomit I used to cart around is more than the entire house could disgorge. Have you figured out everything you needed? I'd like to finish with the cleaning here. The kids from downstairs will be here soon to wash their hands before eating. They'll be better off if they didn't see the mess. Can we go back to his drinking once more? Your delirium hypothesis is logical, but it's still only a conjecture. In fact, his denial of drinking habit sounded very sincere to me. He wants to confess to something shameful like that. The thing is, lifelong sots are proud of it. And it's the new made ones that are ashamed. I hope he's ashamed. It's anyone's darn guess if he is. It's like he'd become a completely different man. For all I know, he's lost all sense of himself at this point, gone completely off his rocker. Off his rocker, there's something new again. Are you just talking about the bathroom incident, or is there any other evidence that he's off his rocker? He has episodes, you know. Before he trashed the bathroom, I'd hear this muttering come from behind his door every night. He lives alone, no family, and no one visits him. My husband and I used to be his only friends. He started talking to himself, and that's a sure sign. Why didn't you say that right away? You seem like a smart woman, but even you make getting this information feel like pulling teeth. This changes the picture completely. And you? Why didn't you take your shoes off right away when you walked in? Because you didn't think of it. Neither did I, with the muttering. Have I told you everything now? I have my limits too. You know, mopping floors is hard enough, but bad-mouthing a former friend is harder. I'm sorry for the poor dummy. Just a minute. Is there anything else that you can tell me about Philette? Do you happen to know any illnesses he's had in the past, chronic or acute? Whatever you can remember. No, the man was never sick. Strong and tough as a cart horse, and I mean, I could easily imagine him pulling an actual cart. That's why they hired him to guard the old meat cannery back in the day. Guarding the meat plant is a tough job. It may have been the thing that undermined his health to begin with. If you ask me, Flett may be built for the job, but it's not a job for him. The termitary needs security to make sure that the steppe brutes aren't beating about town. Man. But he was getting sentimental about them. That's why he and I fell out. We argued about whether worms or herb brides were our equals. Some security guard. Let's see. Brutes, you say. Have you ever considered that someone from the capital might see everybody in a small town like this one as a brute? No matter if it's you or a worm? What a thing to say. Stop trying to confuse me. I don't have time to pick your Philos I can't say that apart. Anyway, I've got a bathroom to finish cleaning. Philette got into philosophizing too, and it both destroyed our friendship and made him an alcoholic. There's no good in that. Where is his room? I'd like to take a look before I go, after all. It's further down the hallway. Here's the key. I've got work to do. Been breaking my back for a half a day here, and whose fault is it? A fool who's always drunk now. Poor soul. You're very helpful. What the hell? Well, this is news. Our neighbor told me Philette lived alone. You're angry. I have no idea what you're saying. Hello, Erdem, I said. Why have you come? Alright, Erdem, is that what you call scientists, right? I've got nowhere to go. Don't kick me out. I wish someone could kick me out so I could go home. Not going back to the Warren? The Warren? What's that? You people call it the termitary. You smell like danger. Go your own way. Will you tell me what's in there, then? In detail, please. People are there. What else do you want? We live there. How did you get past the guards? I'll tell, just let me go. There's a crawl hole out of the Warren. Philette watches it, helped me go around the angry guards. So apparently we helped Philette helped this kid escape? Interesting. Why didn't you just stay there? Let me guess, love struck, or did you break your code of laws? Have you people even got one? Or language I can't read. You can speak properly. Philette took in, hid, sheltered, so no one sees. No one returns me to the Warren. More words I can't read. Talk quietly, so no one hears. Your neighbor heard anyways, but don't worry, she thought Philette was out of his mind. If you keep quiet, she won't notice you. Where is he? How is he? Finally, some sensible talk. He's in the hospital, he's ill, I'm a doctor, and I need to find out what he's ill with. Will you help me? I will. I saw it. He sickens. Does he drink vodka, wine, those herbal infusions of yours? At first glance, I can't see a single bottle. Not a drop. strict on himself. Doesn't allow me neither. So the neighbor was mistaken after all. Perhaps she wanted to be mistaken out of spite. The reasons doesn't really matter, though. What matters is he wasn't drinking. How else can I help? Stay put. Don't you dare sneak away. I need to look around. Then I'll ask you more. Alright, so he's not an actual alcoholic, so it's definitely one of the other illnesses. But it sounds like there's lots of flies and bugs. We got fruits and mushrooms and mice. Two patients turned over to the assistant. The third one is a tough nut to crack. A little investigation needed to clarify his diagnosis. I think I might just be tired. I think that's why I'm struggling so hard. I can't tell what they're from. What they are from the appearance. No labels on the pills. He took them. He knows. Did he know he was sick? Now you've promised to help me. Will you tell me what happened to him? I will. I saw he sickens. Yeah, that's what we already talked about. Is there a way to crouch? No crouching. Same stuff. Ooh, what is that? On the bed, huh? Wet rags. Used them for his forehead? So he probably has been running a fever. Or had a headache. See anything else other than disgusting food everywhere. Rotten food. Alright. I don't believe I'll find anything else in this boat. I'm no detective after all. But now we must discuss my findings. Are you ready? Flight's not crazy, don't joke about this. I found some pills, medicine. What are these? Who was taking them? We don't use these. Flit said they were for his head, so his head doesn't ache. Another symptom? Good. There's rotten food on the table. Did you eat it? Is this what made Flit vomit? Hungry, we needed. Was enough for one, not enough with me. Had to feed, hard to feed two. He walked, looked for cheap food. They cheated, sold rottens. I can understand the difficulties of your situation. Noble deeds come with cost. This is scary. Never thought to eat the rot. Flit forbade. Then his hunger came. Grabbed everything, gobbled everything. I took away, hid, told him bad, rotten will hurt. He didn't listen, like possessed by some hungry beast. And you never noticed such indiscriminately behavior before. A change in feeding pattern is certainly telling. Never saw a man with bad food like that. These rags on the bed look like they were used to compress to bind something hot or cold or an injury. Do you know anything about that? I do. He was hot, tossed and turned. I put cold on him, so he had a fever. I worry for him. This mouse trap. What is this mouse trap doing here? Is it just in case, or are there actual mice in the place? Lots of them. bold. Walk here like it's their home. Mice and rats spread disease. A diagnosis is coming to mind at once, but I need to double check. Townsfolk live in houses. Call us beasts. Cleaner in step. Better they know nothing. Some mice, headache, fever, hunger, and vomiting. Fatigue, skin reddening. The veins are ruled out, but what happened to the bathroom? The neighbor says he was drunk early. No, he doesn't drink. He'd eaten bad food, couldn't keep it down, didn't want to make a mess in here, so he went where he could do it. And there, water's there for washing. He said water scared him. Heard the dripping, went crazy. Can a man be scared of water? Okay, so he's got fucking hydrophobia now? Alright, I think we got enough.
Don't want to hear this.
Alright.
Yes.
Now we gotta make our way
is a migraine.
back.
More thoughts. More thoughts.
I can trade with people? What the heck? I'm not gonna be able to trade anything right now, I don't think. Alright, gotta work our way back now, right? Doesn't look like there's a quicker way to get back. So we gotta go to those clocks, right? Yeah, nothing a kid would want at least. I don't have no candy. Ah, well, that was bad.
Quiet in the Natica.
It's a big building. Okay, so we have to go through these districts to get to where we're going, regardless. Can I go around that? Is that a thing? Well, that's not going to do any good, is it? Oh, that does the opposite. My bad, dude. I don't think there's anything I can do for you.
Optics. Vision. Their answer is in mirrors.
Well, you know, when it said use mirror, I figured it would like show a reflection, not break it. Can I open this? Nope. I didn't even see this earlier.
Be quiet, you lot.
Like I've been waiting for you, Doctor. As you can see, I've allowed our volunteer orderlies to leave on a break, but they'll all return as soon as you give the word. Good. Rest is necessary. Let's let them have a smoke, visit their families. Who knows? They might not get another chance. Consider it done. But what about the third patient? The termitary guard. Do you have a diagnosis? I haven't put him to sleep yet. I thought he might be useful to you again. I visited his place in Skinner's, had a look around, spoke to the neighbors and someone else. I understand his illness. Just be sure to put it in the document and stamp it too. Alright. Alright. Okay, we got weakness. Alright. Headache. Fever. People live in crowded conditions. Fever, weakness, and burning sensation in the heart area. And okay, we got headache. We got that. Got weakness. Where is bulimia? Bulimia. Caused by influenza, smokers, people who live in crowded conditions. Oh yeah, the hydrophobia. Group viruses, varying epidemic focus. Humans contract virus from animals and their waste. Oh yeah, I gotta hold the X. Wait, it's not gonna let me. I'm missing something? I mean, technically he had hallucinations too, but... Or at least that's what people thought. I suppose that's just speculation. He had the rash. Oh yeah, that's true. Alright, here you are. You took too long. Did my mice detain you? You're joking despite your nerves. That's a good sign. You can relax. I've seen it, and your secret has been uncovered. So you met him. I tried to protect him with everything I had. I went to your hospital so he wouldn't catch it from me. If we just talked right from the start, we wouldn't have wasted all this time. You stalled an entire hospital. You're a good man, which usually means inconvenient. That's true. I've never been a good liar. If I told you too much, you'd know that someone was changing my bandages, that I needed money to feed 2 mouths, so I talked as little as I could. Of course you did. In medicine, dealing with people is more difficult than all the test tubes and measured doses. Nothing to hide now. Sure, I led the boy through a hidden passage away from the slaughterhouse. He's just a kid, doctor. It was hardship that brought him to the cannery, and just like that, Fat Vlad put him to work, young or old, it doesn't matter. In the old, they send everyone to the factory. It's not my place to judge you. What you did is noble, but stupid. I'm no hero, but I was taught to draw the line somewhere. I treated people like people, period. I've done what I could. So you're saying you'd let more people out if you had more authority in such decisions? They'll starve people to death in a termitary, and not just there either. While you were out, I overheard people in the hospital. Aren't you the tyrant who ordered the quarantine? Or quarantine, not quarantine. I am a tyrant, you're a rebel, and no one will be able to tell the difference in the morgue. Those are dangerous games you play, Doctor. I'm not the only one who doesn't like restrictions. Today people endure, tomorrow too, but in days that follow, they'll erupt. I told you, you can't humiliate a living being without suffering consequence. This is imprisonment, and this imprisonment humiliates the town a second time. Everyone's a critic. My decisions aren't up for debate. This won't end well, I tell you. Neither of us can tell the future, and Philip, I came to talk about your diagnosis. Drink a glass of water, please, before we continue. Ugh, take that away. I can't. I can't stand hearing the sloshing. Get it away, doctor. Mr. Little, calm the patient down, please. Never should have dismissed the orderlies. Lock in. Oh yeah, I didn't even see that. I seen your message a little too late. I'm sorry. Alright. We got everyone diagnosed. I've checked the records. You've diagnosed all 3 of the oddities who didn't quickly die from the plague. You're a mental giant. A luminary. We still don't know if my diagnoses are correct. We waited on your verdict and with bated breath What next? The vaccine? Searching the town for more people with the same symptoms as today's 3? Only chose those with a perfect clear diagnosis, late stages, pronounced symptoms, or you'll make every mistake. Consider it done. And after that, how much culture should we take? What temperature should we heat it to? We'll just reduce the heat, I guess. We've gotten it down to in the last 2 nights. We'll manage without supervision, I promise. Rest without fear that we'd ever disgrace you. So, doctor, sir, do you give us permission to proceed? Shall we start? If we don't vaccinate everyone tonight, there will be 300 deaths. 5 if we do, and my work has errors. This is difficult every time. What's going on? I couldn't hear you. Do we begin or not? We do. Murder. Alright. So we need to go to Stillwater. Oh. Got one of them wrong, I guess. You've done all that you could. Go on a rest. They wait for you at Stillwater. I assume I can just use the same little clock arch to leave. Doctor, we're rotating, leaving, that is, abandoning our posts. The reason being, well, we didn't sign up for this. We've gone and armed them. They've gone and armed themselves. Not petty thieves. No, these are proper. Oh, what's the word? Thugs. They shoot, Doctor. They stab. It's really unheard of around here, raising a knife against our fellow man, and we're unarmed. Are you asking me to arm you? No, we're not thugs. Your capital might be a vicious place, but this town used to be a living thing. We don't have murders. We have an epidemic. They have side effects. Violence, dissolution of boundaries, desperation. I foresaw all of this. I'm afraid not, Doctor. We're volunteers. We took no oath. Fair enough, you took no oath, but you truly abandoned town to such a fate? Not letting thieves in and seek out? Fine. Putting yourself in front of a bullet or a blade? Well, to say it again, that's a whole different beast. The fact you brought us to this state is thought-provoking. Again, really unheard of. And on that note, as they say, we take our leave. Yes, you're volunteers. You're horrified by such inhumanity, as you said yourself. Go and stop it. Oh, I guess they just vanished.
Keep quiet and
Riders want to kill me. How many bullets do I have? I have 2. Probably should put those guys in. this way here.
Come here. Closer.
No, sir. Stay back from me.
There he is. Got you. Come over here.
You're too high strung.
You. Hold it. There he is. You better run. Closer. Stop right there.
And the clock strikes 0.
It looked like I could loot him for like a split second.
Misophonia, Denkovsky.
Got you. Come over here. Hold it.
Almost there. The heck? Am I in the right building? Yes, I am.
I'd rather not hear at all.
A pine wood house. A knife
Back just
of
in time.
brass.
You know, a mob is slowly gathering
A
outside the
friend
house.
in words.
I
These
did. They peer into the
are all
windows. They're
glass.
planning something, deliberating. Sometimes they carry torches and sometimes stakes. I think they're up to wickedness. I'll go out and check. Please don't, for my sake. Don't be silly. Of course I'll go. If you decide to go out and check after all, please take me with you. No need. I won't be there long. Wait, let's talk a little first, like we always do. You said yourself yesterday, when you're talking to me, it's like talking to a cat. It's the only way to sort out your thoughts. You must have brought so many new thoughts with you. Tell me. No, I was wrong then. You're not a cat. I'm sorry for that arrogant thing I said. I've changed now. Will you tell me? You see, well, first of all, it's clear that the sandpest can't be defeated by ordinary means. We are so short on time. Creating a vaccine takes weeks, and I don't even have days, which means we must do something different. But what? How do we find an opening? You believe Simon would help you if you found out where he was. Simon, I sense he is behind it all. His disappearance, the missing body, the huge coughing in the empty grave, the note supposedly written by him. It all makes you think. Either this is some kind of conspiracy or he's playing a murky game with me. I must find him. I think you're worried about something different right now. Keep talking. I'm human. I'm an intellect, industrious, courageous human. A good specimen. One of the finest, and I still have too many limitations. Solving these problems takes something greater, a stream, if you will, instead of a point. I must pass through several apertures at once. Go ahead, keep talking, I understand. Wait, what's that noise outside? I told you there are people and they are scaring me. But our conversation is more important. It will never happen again. No, I think the conversation can wait. I'm guessing this is where I get captured, or whatever. Yeah, I noticed it spiked it. I was like, crap. My bad. Oh man, they built a fortress by the time I got in. Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay.
Don't you think my color's faded?
So hard on you, poor thing. Look, some of your hair was turned gray in the past days. You're a learned man. Why does it do that? Can someone's hair really gray so sudden? Hold on, Eva. We're in danger. Let's drop the idle talk. See, I told you so. That talk remains in the past and it won't happen again. What's happening out there? What do they want? I made one mistake. Just one? What mistake? Now you're making fun of me? Tell me what it is. Did you mistake this mistake in the past? Yes, you see, I was trying to tune down the panic and stop the infection from spreading, so I issued some harsh decrees on the quarantine measures. Told everyone to stay home, no talking, no sneaking out. Not everyone found this enjoyable. They are frightened. It all piled up rather unfortunately. Your regular supply train run was running late, and the quarantine was very sudden. Many people lacked necessities, food, medicine, water, and much more. The town became a rat trap, and a cornered rat pounces on the cat and even overcomes it sometimes. I've even thought it all through. I'll revoke the decree. Right now, it won't get any worse. No one complied with it anyway. It's just led to exasperation. No sanity measures. No sanitary measures. I think my blood pressure's dropping here. There's no authority here, just anarchy and chaos. To hell with it. I'm revoking the decree this instant. Is it not too late? Well, something has to be done anyway. Oh, a boy came here recently, agitated, angry, carrying some papers. I gave him bread and dried apples. He's upstairs by the table you sign all your papers at. Okay, I'm going. Neighbor claims he's a drunkard. Oh god, is that little boy here? Oh no, it's a different boy. Oh, that was probably the wrong potion. My bad. I guess we find out, right? That's a big old rip. Alright. On that note, I think I'm going to call the stream here. I have to go take a rest because my heart rate is dropping and blood pressure's dropping. I appreciate you guys sticking around. Like, follow, subscribe. All of it's appreciated, and just being around is appreciated. So hope to see you on the next stream. Yeah, not in front of the boy. My bad. But again, I appreciate you guys. Have a good day. Oh, is it almost over? Let's finish it then. I don't know how much longer I got though. I'm dying. I'm definitely going to pick up the first two prior to this. To get caught up on the story. Because I've kind of like pieced it together, but there's still some missing information. Oh, I think it saved me before I talked to her. Maybe make sure I, take the right things here.
Think, damn it.
Every object has a heartbeat. Can't you hear them?
Alright, I'll go check. Don't be silly. There's no need. Alright. You think that would be good enough to get kind of caught up on everything that's going on? People. Alright. Then I went outside. Got Pokey stabbed.
Rough as Dutch, safe to touch, smooth as bone, leave it alone.
Alright, that was the wrong one.
Half a tone louder.
Let's not take the wrong medicine this time.
It feels like someone's pulling my strings.
So they made a bunch of decrees about the town, like there weren't enough already, told me to bring them to you for approval. Who comes up with all these? You'll have to ask the higher ups. I just bring you what I'm given. You decree, we carry it out instantly. You got full authority 2 days ago, didn't you? So use it. We'll obey. As far as I'm concerned, roosters do the crowing. Who cares if the sun doesn't rise? Instantly, you say? If you say so. Up to 3 decrees can be issued per day. Issued decrees can apply to any available day, not just the current one. Right. Alright. Sit in my bag. Mormons refuse to see quarantine as necessary as own survival. I have to repeal it for today at least, lest the rioters butcher me. Okay. Oh, there we go. It's the board. Okay. Yeah, it's the blackboard on the wall. Or not blackboard, but the sticky board. To enact a decree. The enacted decree is causing problem. Select and remove it using Z. Okay. that prohibit dying? Ah, there's a different boy.
This is it. No more games. No one needs us.
Remember our request? There are 500 kids at the polyhedron right now. 522 to be precise, not counting me. The tower supports our weight just fine. Don't order the evacuation. It must not happen. We agreed yesterday that I'd make no promise until have conclusively studied what keeps your impossible tower standing. It's a perfect isolation ward. It's above ground, made of glass, across the river. We're not in any danger of contracting sand pests. You're in danger of this tower collapsing, which, unlike the sand pests, would have 100% fatality rate. Do I understand correctly that you no longer regard the sand pest as a threat? That's a gross overstatement. Are you familiar with the term Latin? You lifted the quarantine, and I think we agreed you'd stop calling me kid. I just signed a decree. The ink hasn't even dried. You're living in some special timeline of your own, Doctor. For all I know, it might have taken you a fairly long time to sign the decree. In the meantime, the weather has turned fair, and the quarantine is nothing but a memory. Go outside and see what you've wrought. I'll go have a look. My decrees aren't usually this popular in your town. What the heck? What?
You fear me because you fear an end to your loneliness.
Hello, Doctor. Thank you for clearing the way for me. I just wanted to fix my mistakes with the quarantine, and I'm neither your friend nor your ally, you damn thing. You're not. You're just a smart fellow who finally understood that I'm a blessing, not a curse. That Simon of yours figured it out a long time ago, by the way. That's why he allowed me into town. That's why he took my communion. Is that why he died? Old bachelor. He hasn't died. You're just looking in the wrong direction. He excluded time from the world and thus became immortal. He's dying, sickening, living, rotting, thriving, all at once. He found a way. Just a minute. Give me some time to think. I can wait. I have time aplenty and an infinite amount. You say he's excluded from time from the world, so I'll just include it back. Okay. can't go that way. So it just wanted me to explore around this area then. Or does it want me to go back into the house, into that clock in the floor? Let's see, J. Need to find a mechanical clock and restart the time. Sounds easy, easier than anything I did in this town. I think the only clock I seen was in the floor. Nope, that's not the clock that I need. I don't know if I've seen a clock in here or not. Maybe one in the office?
Thoughts galloping.
There we go. What? I think there's a solution. Just hide somewhere unusual. Is that clock behind you? It's time to worry. Would you repair the past? Can such a thing be done? Senor, you know the literature on this. A flap of wings hither, storm thither. Though that one tale is unwritten. I'll at least try to picture how things might have gone differently. Well said, but I knew you not to be Birkenlian. I suppose my remaining option is to become one. Then lay your head and sleep, or will you stare into the clock's face as if it were a stereogram or a sacred icon. Perhaps it shall become what it is not. Yes, I suppose that's the thing to do. It will respond, and then there won't be too little of me to go around anymore. Telling story requires time. Time is embodied amalgam. I will consume it when trying to recall another day. A new day brings new memories. Select a day to explore. Is there a specific day that I need to be? If only I had chosen differently 2 days ago. Okay. Back to day 3. No, that was the end. You were right. I was right there. Alright. Well, that definitely kind of sets the idea of what the game's going to be like. I'll have to pick up that DLC and play it. Kind of go from there. Again, I appreciate you sticking it out and giving me help there, Psychic. If you want to stick around, feel free to like, subscribe, or just come back when I start one of the other games. I'm not sure when I'm going to start that, but I'll pick it up as soon as I can. Alright. You guys all have a wonderful day, and again, I appreciate the support and love. And I'll see you on the next stream. I should be streaming another game here later this evening, after I take a rest. Alright, I'll be sure to do that. DLC, then 1, 2, and then 3 when it comes out. Alright, later. That's usually how it is. I'm used to janky games.